Well, hey everybody, welcome to Denver, Colorado. We are at the end of our 16-day vacation here. We went with the kids, and we're both, well, they're not kids anymore. Nicholas Jack is 20 and Adelaide's 19. And we had this idea to do a family trip because we haven't been away together in the summer for almost 2 years now. And we've done this epic RV trip between Canada and Mexico every year since we've moved there. We've done 17 one-way trips back and forth in our RV. So we thought, well, let's try to do it again. But this time we flew into Denver. We rented an RV from a company here, and we took it for 16 days and had the best time. So hi, everyone. Also have you on chat. And remember, today you are going to have an opportunity to win, instantly win a week stay in Bucerias, Mexico by answering correctly 2 questions. And in the last video, I've already given away one of the answers or one of the questions. So everyone should be prepared for that. And that was how many times I said, tell you later, but hold the questions for now, because it's going to be closer to the end of the live stream that I will give you the second question. And then the first person to answer both questions correctly at the same time, meaning in the same text or in the same live chat message, you are going to win instantly. Now, if you don't make it as the first person, don't worry. And please answer that question correctly. But you will go into the draw, which I think maybe we will do. We'll announce that winner this Tuesday. We're going to do a Taco Tuesday when I'm back in Mexico. We're arriving tomorrow afternoon. And yeah, maybe Paul and I can whip up a Taco Tuesday on Monday and get back into the swing of things. So I thought I would take a little bit of time to look through the chats. I see we've got a whole slew of people here. So welcome to the live stream, everybody. Everyone's giving a nice little hola, and I am giving you an hola back to all of you. So if any burning questions are on your mind about moving to Mexico, real estate in Mexico, setting up a business in Mexico, the pros and cons of moving to Mexico, anything that's kind of on your mind about living in Mexico, something that you want to know, why don't you ask me below in the live chat. If I can ask everyone to do me a favor, if you do ask a question, please make sure to copy and paste that question into YouTube. So the actual video, not the live chat. If you're on Facebook, it's okay. So if you're watching this live stream on Facebook, Facebook will automatically keep all of the live chat in the original post, so I can go through it and answer your questions if I don't get to it today in the live stream. But if you're on YouTube, just make sure to cut and paste that question as well as your answer to the 2 questions for the trip to Mexico. All right, so we have a question from Debbie Sorensen. How are the restrictions there right now regarding COVID? It's pretty well the same restrictions that we have always had. So you're having to wear masks in indoor spaces such as restaurants, from the door to the point that you get to your table. And then some restaurants require you to wear that mask if you're going to the washroom. Some don't, depending on the setting. And in going to Costco, going into stores, basically any indoor business, you need to put on a mask. But there's no vaccine passports. There's no restricting movement, restricting travel. Mexico is, in fact, open for business. And from what we can see, things are really kind of dying down again. We had kind of like a big bump like everyone did. And I think that was just because of an increase in travel to the area. Once everyone got vaccinated, we all said, hey, hooray. Everyone said hooray, went and traveled. And I think that kind of had something to do with things kind of spreading. But the good news is because it seems to be under control. And being in Mexico on the beach, sunny weather, a lot of breeze, a lot of open spaces, can't really think of a safer place to be. How long can you stay in Mexico when you're visiting? Joe Bradshaw, thank you. That's a very, very good question. So if you just fly into Mexico or cross a land bridge to get into Mexico, you have what's called a tourist visa, and that tourist visa is good for 6 months. And then after 6 months, you would have to go back and cross the border and then come back in. So a lot of people either just fly quickly to the States to do a side trip, or you could fly to Tijuana, and literally there's kind of like this, they call it kind of like the free area. So you just go to the immigration rate in Tijuana, and you can get your new visa for another 6 months.
In the airport.
In the airport. You can do it right in the airport. We made this one. Thank you, Jillian. Jillian is just clarifying. We made a mistake when we first moved to Mexico. We already had a visa for temporary residency approved, but you had to activate it when you crossed the border. And then you have a certain amount of time to go through the process to formalize that temporary residency. Well, we didn't know that, actually. No one really explained that to us. So we crossed the border without activating that visa. So we had to go back across the border, and we flew to Mexico City, then flew to Tijuana, then we crossed the land border, and then we immediately turned around and came back in. It was like a whole day long process, but what we could have done was just go right to the airport in Tijuana and go to immigration, and we could have activated it there. But it was an experience now that I can talk about. But very good question, Joe. Dave Tobe asks, how is Bucerias in terms of COVID? It is, as I said, things have really I've been away for 2.5 weeks, but I do kind of keep my finger on the pulse. Everything seems to, kind of went through this bit of a wave, and things have calmed down. We definitely have treatment options in Mexico, which is, one of the good things. So when people do come down with COVID, vaccinated or not, they're actually treated, which then clears up the hospital space versus sending people home with COVID and asking them to come back when they're blue, or putting them on a ventilator. The hospitals here actually treat you, which is kind of interesting. People always seem to think that Mexico is a bit backwards or behind times, when during these times it seems like a lot of the traditional third world countries, even though Mexico is not a third world country, but are taking this seriously and actually treating people, which is good to see. All right, so let's see if we have any more questions. Okay, Suzanne, planning on looking for a home there, being from Canada and still working for a living. Would 1 week be enough time to try and find a home? And what realtor company would there be best to use? Well, I think, honestly, unless you've been to the area, my own personal recommendation would be to come, spend some time here before you decided to make that purchase. There are all sorts of different realtors. I could give you a recommendation. You can just send me a note to info@movingtomexi.co, and we can set you up. Or when you're coming here, we can also show you some of the things that we have for sale in Bucerias, if Bucerias is the area that you're coming to, Suzanne. One of the cool projects we have going on right now is Cuatro Estaciones, and we have studios from 79,000, I believe, and one bedroom still around the 100,000 and up. So not a bad option to buy to kind of get yourself started. And then when you decide what your more forever home is going to be here in Mexico, you could still have a place like Cuatro Estaciones as a nice investment, that's spinning off cash flow, because a project like that is always going to be pretty well fully booked during the high season. And if you're treating it eventually as a long-term rental, meaning 1-year leases or more, that project will pretty well be fully rented. But I think, like, being in real estate all my life, I think it's easy to kind of come somewhere and you kind of get excited. Even on our trip to Colorado, there's a few places where kind of identified some land opportunities, and kind of excited about maybe having something here for part of the summer. But you gotta sometimes pump the brakes and really kind of explore and make sure that the decision you're going to make is right for you. And Travel Eats asks, have I been to Puerto Escondido? No, but it is on the list. We do plan on doing again some more touring around Mexico. We did our whole summer travel series with moving to Mexi.co this summer. So I think next year, depending on how things are going, we probably will explore a little bit further outside of our backyard, so to speak. So most of the places that we went to were within, a 3 to 4 hour drive. I guess Guadalajara would be 4.5 hours. So let's say under 5 hours. We kind of like stuck to that. So next year we're going to be, we have our eye on a few other places, Oaxaca being one of them. Would love to get to Puerto Escondido because I've heard a lot of great things. So you'll definitely probably see it on our channel one day. All right, so next question. Sina. Hola, interested in different rental opportunities in Bucerias for half months during prime season. Might you consider featuring in a future video? Yeah, absolutely. We've been kind of planning on putting together a weekly video on real estate rentals, purchases in general. So we're going to, I'm going to get back into trying to plan that when we're back from our summer vacation. But you can email Jillian as well, info@movingtomexi.co, and we might be able to find something for you depending on the time of the month. Things are pretty sold out almost everywhere in Bucerias right now, just because there were so many cancellations in the past year, and everybody's already booked. But that being said, we're already seeing some cancellations, specifically from Canadians due to the ongoing travel restrictions. But that being said, people might just finally say F it, and we're going regardless, because we're kind of done spending another winter in the north without having that much needed break. But reach out to Jillian and we'll see what we can do. Let her know your times that you have in mind, and we'll see what we can do for you. All right, another question. How's construction coming along for Cuatro Estaciones? Really well, actually. So all the foundation work is pretty well in. I believe next week we're starting the structure for the restaurant space, so that will go up, and then we just kind of start building across. The summers are almost, I liken it to, being in the construction background from Canada. We built in Calgary. Like, you had to get in the ground before the winter hit. And if you didn't get in the ground before the winter hit, then you could still kind of proceed. But with every really, really cold snap, with every snowstorm, it really set the project back. And we have something very similar in Mexico, but it's not snow. It's called rain. So we have a lot of rain during the summer months. So it progresses a little bit more slowly, because if you are waiting to do a pour, you have to make sure that all that foundation groundwork that is all formed and ready to go is completely dry, to not compromise the structure. One thing that we have to make sure that we do is build it correctly. So when the engineer comes to inspect, he signs off and says it's ready to go, or no, we gotta wait until certain conditions have been met before you do the concrete pours. But that being said, we're happy because all the foundation structure's in, and now we're kind of ending our rainy season. This project's going to go super quick. from this point forward. So possessions between around this time into October of next year is definitely doable. Bob Jensen asked, did you have trouble adjusting to the heat and humidity in the summer? You know what? That's a really good question. Our first few years, we always said that the best way to describe the heat was, Jillian, what did you always say?
Oppressive.
It was oppressive. It was oppressing. And everyone complains about it. So just like being from Canada in the winter, you'd always complain, oh my God, it's so freaking cold, right? Like I can't take, another week of this minus 30 weather. You kind of hear the same thing from people who live in Mexico. It's like, oh my God, this week it's been super hot. And like, how are you doing? Oh, it's so hot. Hace calor. You have everyone always saying hace calor, and everyone's always sweating. And but eventually, you just kind of acclimatize. And I would say last year and this year, the summer didn't bother me. And a matter of fact, I really enjoyed it because it is definitely a quieter time of the year. So you have a lot more of the town to yourself. And, it was nice. And to leave Bucerias or the Port of Vallarta area and go up into the mountains, which, literally within an hour and a half, you can be in Mascota at 1,600 meters above sea level. And it's cool. It's cool nights, cool mornings, warm days, but it's pretty easy to escape the heat. But good question. All right, Malakon Manny. Are there limits how far one can take a rented golf cart across Highway 200? Well, it's one of those gray areas. So as long as you stay off the highway, the police usually don't bother you. Right now from Bucerias, they did all this work where the arroyo is, and a new sidewalk and everything. I think I did a video and showed how we got across there and under the bridge so we can get to the other side. We are planning on moving eventually to the other side, and we'll probably invest in a really nice, durable golf cart that we'll use for, all of our going to the beach, booting around town, but you wouldn't be able to take it to Mega, for example. That would be a no-no. So as long as you're just kind of sticking within the village of Bucerias, you're going to be fine. Really good question. Is it difficult to rent a car in Bucerias? No, not at all. And the car rental business of choice, which we would recommend, would be Gecko. They're really, really good. They have great cars, great rates. If you're coming to Mexico via airport, they'll actually pick you up. You don't get the whole insurance. I won't call it a scam, but all rental companies do it where they really jack you on the insurance. I think Gecko's rates includes the insurance. Everything's in the daily rate. You just show up. They take really good care of you. And that's Gecko, like a little gecko, Geko. You can Google that and go check them out. They'll take really good care of you. All right, so yeah, Angie Wilson just says Gecko's fantastic. We love them. Let's see if I missed any questions. I'm just kind of scrolling down. Yeah, someone did correct me. Yeah, it's a 180-day visa to come to Mexico. I said 6 months. It's pretty close anyways, off by a few days. No, I think I've answered all the questions. And if I can actually ask you guys, anyone who's asked a question on YouTube, do you mind just cutting and pasting that from the live chat and putting it actually into the video comments for me? Because what I would like to do is go back and answer those questions, even though I've answered it here, because that's a question a lot of people have, or all these questions are good questions. And then I want to keep it a part of the video because I can't go back on the live stream and answer it, and it won't show up on YouTube. So if I just ask for that quick favor. Okay, what time we got? We got 3:20. I'm just looking at something. I asked NJ, my son, to pick the second question, so I'm gonna revisit those right now. Oh, there's Jillian in the background. Hey, Jill.
Oh, hi.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello.
At least you're dressed. She's just coming out of the shower, so You didn't, you might not have realized that there's a wide screen on my camera.
I was prepared.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, okay. All right. All right. I've got the second question ready. So, any more questions out there? Before I go to asking the question to, Joe Bradshaw says, hello, Jillian.
Hello.
Jillian says hello back. Excelente. Oh, Donna Berger. You've never been to Bucerias yet, hey? Well, Donna, you gotta come down. Reach out to Jillian, info@movingtomexi.co, and we can see what we can do for you. Rental wise, I know we are pretty booked, hey, Jill? Pretty booked, but there are some sporadic weeks and days, and depending on the time of year that you want to come. But one thing I would like to suggest to people is, if you're, like, fall is a good time to come. End of April, things start to slow down a bit, and we have a lot more accommodations. So if someone wants to book, what would you say, Jillian, in May? We have probably a lot of.
Yeah.
Oh, Stream is having connection issues. All right, I think. Can you guys hear me? Can someone just say yes? Because I had a note that said my stream was being interrupted. I think we're back. Okay, so middle of April, we have a lot of openings. So it's a great time. Thanks, guys. I see the thumbs up. We're good. Back on. I am on a really good internet, so that's kind of weird. I ask you guys to stop streaming there. Everyone else, like, streaming in the room here together, and might be. Huh? That's kind of how it works. I'm giving the kids crap. Anyways, what I was saying is April 15th and onward, we have a lot of vacancy. What I'm going to offer all of you guys is a 25% discount on anything that we have off the rack rate. How's that sound, Jill?
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
Okay, Jillian's not listening. Anyways, doesn't matter. So if you email Jillian and just said, if we book after April 15th, Joel said that we get a 25% discount because we watched the live stream. That's all I got to say, and we will take care of you. Okay, what kind of restrictions are you encountering in regards to COVID? I kind of answered that earlier, but really nothing more than what we've always had, which is masks and indoor spaces. No other restrictions. So everything, we've been open for business since, I shouldn't say day one, but for the last 14 months at least. Okay, let's see if there's any more. Donna, one more question before I go to the question for who's going to win. A lot of weddings there. Yeah, Bucerias is a great place for weddings, and I know Karen from Karen's tends to have a lot of weddings at her restaurant right on the beach. We also like to do a Christmas dinner there every year. A great place to have a wedding. So for sure, I would look into that, and I would check out Karen's as a nice restaurant on the beach that is really, they've done so many weddings, and her husband also is a musician, so they take care of the whole thing. So you can easily plan it, and they can help you along. All right, so I am going to go to the question in a second. So John, you're planning on coming down maybe in the fall. We would love to have you. Again, email Jillian, info@movingtomexi.co. We'll see if we can get you into one of our places, and if not, point you in the right direction. Okay, everybody, it's that time of the video again where we are going to give away a week's stay in Bucerias, Mexico. The only thing different today is it is going to be instant. So it is the first person to get 2 questions correct in the same text. So you can't text it twice. You have to text it at the same time. You already all should know the answer of the first one. And then we will ask the second one as well. So the first, so everyone ready? Yep. Okay, great. And again, just put it in the live chat. We will look at the timestamp. Well, actually, this thing timestamps it between Facebook and YouTube, so I'll easily be able to see who gets it correctly. What we're going to do, though, is I'm not going to announce who the winner is yet until Tuesday. Okay, so everyone, so the first person to get it correctly, we're going to let you know on Tuesday who that is. And also everyone else who got it correct but wasn't the first, we're going to let you know Tuesday who that winner is. So in this draw today, we're going to give away 2 weeks to Bucerias Mexico. All right, so everybody, the first question was, how many times did Joel, or did I, say Telluride in that video? And what town did we stay in that video? There was a specific town, and I really, really liked it. So the first person to get those 2 questions correctly, how many times did Joel say Telluride, and what town did we stay in? And make sure you put them in the same text, okay? And I'm just going to let everyone just type away, because this way no one's going to know who got it right. And I'll let you guys kind of go at it for a minute or 2, and then we'll cut it off and we will say adios. But oh yeah, we got, I definitely think someone got it already, but that's okay. Keep going, because you want to make sure you're in the bonus draw if you weren't the first person. My God, did I say Telluride that many times? I can't believe it. Well, thanks to Paul, he kind of doubled it up, I think. All right, so I'm going to give another minute for answers. Then we are going to say adios until Tuesday. Make sure, and hey, look at the shirt I'm wearing. It's a Taco Tuesday shirt. Make sure to go to the link in the description to our store, and you can order these shirts online, and they're priced really well. We really didn't mark them up. I think we make like something like 10% or 15%. Helps go towards some costs. And I think they get shipped and delivered, Jillian, within a week? A weekish. So I had all these shirts. I had one of each shipped to me in Colorado, and yeah, they were here waiting for me, so I've been wearing them proudly. All right, everybody, I am going to end the stream very momentarily. I thank you once again to each and every one of you for following us here at movingtomexi.co. Make sure to copy and paste your answer into the comment section of the YouTube video, okay? Please do that, because I'm going to that'll just make sure that, because I'm going to let this video run, so anyone between now and Tuesday will be entered into the bonus draw for just getting the answer correctly. So just make sure you put it in there. Just helps us with the algorithm as well. And on that, nos vemos. Hasta luego. And adios, everybody. Adios.